Okay, so I have this effect here, right? And it has this ice, but say I want to change the ice to something else. So what you have to do to get a custom asset in, you take your image, it has to be square. And it has to be, the resolution needs to be a power of 2. But that doesn't matter, we can resize it later. So you open VTF edit, you go to, is it import? Yeah, you go to import, you find your image you want, and then we need to resize it to the nearest power of 2. The rest of the settings you can honestly just leave default, don't mess with it unless you know what you're doing. Here's our image in VTF edit, and then we go and we save it. We're saving the VTF here. TF2 textures have 2 files, a VTF and a VMT, and they need both in order to work with the game. The VTF is the actual texture, and the VMT is just a information file that tells stuff about the texture to the game. So I'm going to go over to the materials folder in my TF2 TF materials folder. If this folder doesn't exist, then you'll have to create it, but it should exist. And then I'll just save the VTF here as ice.vtf or icecube.vtf, and that's that. And now we need to go to Tools up here in VTF edit and create a VMT file, base texture, icecube. For the shader, we're going to change this to sprite card, and that is it. So now we hit create icecube.vmt. Now if we take a look in this folder, you'll see we have icecube.vtf, which is this, and icecube.vmt, which is just some information about the texture. This base texture here is important. It tells you where the VTF is. So you have to put the name of the VTF file without the file extension. And this is relative to the materials folder. So if I were to move the VTF and the VMT into some other folder, for example, if I were to move them into water ripple, no, I didn't mean to open it. If I were to move them into water ripple, then I would have to open the VMT and change the base texture to water ripple / ice cube. Okay, now that we have our VMT and VTF, we can go into the particle editor, properties, rescan, and then here is our custom sprite. There you go.